What's up, chat? Hope everyone's having a nice day. Today we're going to be doing another video review, this one concerning the death of Jesus on the cross and what did it mean that Jesus was forsaken on the cross. And so we have this video, we're going to play it. It has over 1 million views and we're going to watch it and then we're going to talk about it afterwards, about the forsaking of Jesus on the cross.
As Jesus is hanging on the cross near death, so it says about the 9th hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani, the Aramaic form. That is, my God, why have you forsaken me? That as horrible as it is, it was all going according to plan. All of it was the fulfillment of Scripture. He said these words, 1, because there was a real forsakenness for our sake. 2, he was expressing desolation, not asking for an answer. And 3, he was amazingly fulfilling Scripture in the horror of it all and witnessing to the perfection of the plan of salvation.
All right, so the question is, when Jesus was on the cross and he said, my God, why have you forsaken me? Obviously, he was forsaken by the Father, but in what way? Well, we know he told the thief, today you will be with me in paradise. So Jesus didn't go to torment. So when he said, why did you forsake me? That does not mean that Jesus went to torment. Number 2, if you read Psalm 22, verse 24, it says that this prayer that was spoken, it says the Father heard him. So it's not that the Father turned his back completely on Jesus and just stopped listening to him altogether, as if the Father set his face the opposite direction. But what this means, what was Jesus praying for? In the Garden of Gethsemane leading up to this moment, Father, if it be thy will, if it be your will, remove this cup from me. Jesus prayed for deliverance from this moment, and guess what? Obviously, he wasn't delivered. What does that mean? His prayer for deliverance wasn't answered. What does that mean? The Father forsook him. The Father did not protect him and preserve him alive. The Father allowed him to die, and therefore what happened? The Father forsook him. And that way, the Father forsook him. And we learn, when you die, you don't go out of fellowship with God. For those who go to paradise, you don't go out of fellowship with God. Why? You're still receiving mercy from God. You're receiving rest and comfort in the bosom of Abraham. With Abraham, you are experiencing rest and comfort from the mercy of God because you are in fellowship with him. And so what could Jesus mean when he says, why did you forsake me? Now we looked, it's not spiritual death because Jesus went to paradise and not torment. And death does not separate you from fellowship with the Father. It just separates you from the body. And if Jesus was completely forsaken, well, then how did he rise from the dead the third day and ascend into heaven to the right hand of the Father? So we have to ask the question, in that moment, how was Jesus forsaken? Well, right after he said these things, very shortly after, what happened? Jesus breathed his last breath and gave up his spirit. And his spirit then departed from his body and went to the realm of the dead. So the answer is very simple. In what way did the Father forsake his Son? He didn't answer his prayer to be saved, but the Father allowed him to be put to death. And therefore, the Father forsook him in that way. The Father did not provide him with protection, and he did not preserve him alive in his body, but instead he allowed him to be put to death. What are your thoughts? Comment below. I know there's a lot of different thoughts going on this subject, but I'd love to hear what you have to say and also provide some scriptures with it. Hope everyone has a nice rest of your day, and until tomorrow.